Playoffs are here. Let's talk about the NBA right now. This is going to be off script, so keep that in mind. We're just going to be talking about the NBA. The playoffs are here. And this is going to be a great idea, in my opinion. I think this is like a good idea. I just thought of it like yesterday. But this is off script, so you might know a little bit more about like that my NBA knowledge off script. I'm not gonna really be searching up any stats really. I'm basically gonna go off my head. Maybe I'll search up maybe a little bit, but you'll get to know most of my knowledge. Most of my scripted videos take a lot of research, so now you can know my knowledge. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I really want to talk about, Trailblazers vs the Lakers. And the Trailblazers obviously won the game, but Damian Lillard, like, he didn't have to have dropped 60 on the 1 seed to win against the Blazers. I just think this is a very well executed, and I really want rooting for the Blazers now, like, to win the series. I find myself rooting for them, which is kind of weird, but I don't want the Lakers to win this series. This story, like a story of like the 8 seed winning against the 1 seed, is just gonna be so cool. Like, this is gonna be like a We Believe Trailblazers team, in my opinion. I don't know if they're gonna be like the best 8 seed of all time, because there's a We Believe Warriors and stuff. But they have been just playing great out here. Like the Portland Trailblazers, since they're like not struggling in the NBA season, they're not gonna struggle in the playoffs. There's no like crowd intensity in the there's no crowd intensity, you know? They're just virtual fans, but they're not gonna make you nervous, you know? Normal crowd, there's people there, like, that's actually in the stadium. There's no people actually in the stadium, so the intensity is not that good. The Lakers are struggling because they were struggling in the bubble before the playoffs started. And they will still struggle, even though you might say, oh, it's the playoffs. The Lakers are not trying in the regular season. The bubble is the same thing. Literally, when a normal playoffs is there, there's like a huge crowd to watch the game. Right now, there is not like a huge crowd. They're not even there in the stadium with you, cheering in the playoffs. They're not there, man. So, I mean, the crowd is not there cheering or booing for you. So, the intensity is not high. So, if the Lakers are struggling in real life, in the bubble, then that's why the Lakers are struggling in the playoffs. It's just the truth right there, man. And as much of you Lakers fans might get mad at this, it's just the truth out there. Like, the Lakers haven't been playing good. Danny Green, those other players struggling from 3, man. Especially Danny Green. He's supposed to be such a good 3-point shooter. I don't know why he's not being like a good 3-point shooter. I mean, I thought he was like elite last year. But he's not, bro. He's just creaky, man. He might just look like one of those. He's not San Antonio Spurs Danny Green 3-point shooter. He's not that. KCP, I mean, he's not that. Everyone was just terrible from 3. Even LeBron James, he had a great game, but he still was 1 for 5 from 3. So, I mean, their 3-point shooting was like drastically just bad, bro. The Lakers' 3-point shooting was just bad. And another thing that kind of pisses me off is that you know those LeBron James post-game interviews, right? So he's literally just talking, and the reporter asks him what's wrong with the team? What's wrong with the Lakers? Why are they not playing that well? Oh, it's just like a off-court issue. That's literally what LeBron James says. How are we supposed to know what off-court issue is? Obviously, it might be a little private, but we need to know. No one's opening their mouths, you know? We don't know what the off-court issue is. You can't just say, oh, it's just an off-court issue. That's why we lost. Just an off-court issue. What if there's actually no off-court issue? Are you just saying that to, like just for a different problem for your team? I don't know. But what off-court issues could be there? Like, Dion Waiters has drugs or something, man? JaVale McGee's a YouTuber vlogging, not, like, serious about the playoffs? Are their team not serious about the playoffs? Like, what is happening? Why are they, like, not, like, playing that well? You know what's kind of funny, though, is that all the one seeds are not playing good. I mean, Giannis' supporting class is not good either. LeBron's is not good either. So, like, the one seeds are really not playing so good. You know? Like, I won't be surprised if, like, a different type of team like the Rockets or the Celtics will make the finals. I won't be surprised. Even the Clippers, like, they've been playing okay. They've been playing better than the one seeds. The Bucks lost to the Magic, which is another story we could talk about. I mean, they really locked up Giannis Antetokounmpo. Three players guarding him in the paint. He would pass the ball, but the Bucks' three-point shooting is just not that good. Like, yeah, there's Chris Middleton's good, George Hill is good, but other than that, like, it's not good. Like, Eric Bledsoe is trash in the playoffs, man. I don't know why. I don't know why he's trash in the playoffs, but he's just trash. I think last year, Eric Bledsoe had true shooting percentage of 49%. Not even kidding, guys. A true shooting percentage of 49%. I just remember that off the top of my head. And most of their players are not playing good. Even like Chris Middleton, man, 14 points against the Magic, not good. Like, if Giannis is having a bad game, there's no other player that, like, is going to perform well. He's going to probably be passing the ball to many players like Chris Middleton and more. But if you're not playing good, you're not playing good. I'm sorry. The Clippers have Paul George. If Kawhi Leonard's not playing good, they have Paul George. If Paul George is not playing good, they have Kawhi Leonard. It doesn't matter. The Clippers have good supporting pieces. These two number one seeds don't. They don't have the best three-point shooters. They're playoff performers. The Bucks playoff performers. Like, Chris Middleton's not been playing good. Eric Bledsoe's not been playing good. Giannis, he's been playing good, but could be playing better. I think, like, Giannis, this will lead to Giannis Antetokounmpo leaving the Bucks. And I think, like, these are two main things, like, about the NBA. Like, the Bucks and the Lakers haven't been playing good. That's, like, two things I could think off the top of my head. Which is kind of funny, actually, because they're the two top one seeds. Which shows, like, the bubble environment is just different out there, you know? It's just different. Another thing I want to talk about is the Houston Rockets. Like, they blowed out the OKC Thunder without, like, Russell Westbrook. I think most of that is because they're spacing. Like the Thunder don't really have anyone to guard, like, PJ Tucker, which is kind of trash for the Thunder. I mean, PJ Tucker, he gets wide open shots. Any of those Rockets players, they could all shoot. They will get wide open shots. Because the Thunder, no one could really guard them. Like, I think probably, like, Steven Adams would be guarding PJ Tucker. And I think PJ Tucker will get open shots. Steven Adams is known to be like a rim protector mostly. He's basically a rim protector. Still a pretty good defensive player. Mostly he's a rim protector. So the Rockets are a very perimeter heavy team. I mean, they're shooting a lot of threes. And, like, I don't know if the Thunder could really guard that. Like, I don't know. Most teams will struggle. And once Russell Westbrook comes, like, it will be hard to stop the Rockets for the Thunder. I mean, first of all, they have to take care of Russell Westbrook. Like, Steven Adams has to take care of Russell Westbrook. But then they have to take care of James Harden. these other shooters that could play great, and it's just impossible for the OKC Thunder to really stop them. That's why I think the Rockets will win this series. Just their chemistry, just how their team works out. That's why I have the Rockets winning this series in 6 games. And Russell Westbrook's, by the way, probably going to come back in a little bit. I think he's coming back in Game 3 probably. I don't know, because I think there's news that Russell Westbrook's ruled out for Game 2. Honestly, if the Rockets could consistently beat the Thunder with this lineup, I honestly think that they could rest Russell Westbrook. And then probably a whole new different Russell Westbrook for the second round against the Lakers would be pretty dangerous, actually. Like, that would be pretty cool. Like a whole new Russell Westbrook. And another thing is that the draft lottery is actually starting tomorrow. So we could see who's going to get the first pick. Is it going to be the Warriors? Who is going to get the first pick? That's going to be another interesting thing. So that's basically what I thought of on the top of my head. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as much support is appreciated, and peace out.